And welcome back, everyone, to Box Office Report today on the 14th of September, 2025. I did not get this even close of a box office. So, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yabai, or Infinity Castle, crushes for an anime release in America. This might be, I think, the record-breaking anime release in the States with 70 million. I'll tell you what, that's amazing, good, and also I think a little weird, and why I just didn't even have it on my radar. Conjuring Last Rites made our 26.1 million, dropping 68.9%, but I have a big theory about why that is. Downton Abbey, the grand finale, debuts with 18.1 million. Okay. Long Walk debuts with 11.5 million. Luckily, it's made on about 20. And Toy Story, in a re-release, made 3.5 million to make the number 5 spot. I think it tells you kind of how slim the pickings are right now. But let's actually get into this. So, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. I'm not going to constantly say the full title. Infinity Castle. Look, worldwide, like these movies, these anime movies are never made on a huge budget, even by like international standards. It makes it expensive to make any project to some degree. But to be honest, these animated projects usually aren't anywhere near the same. Maybe a couple million, maybe even 10. Even if I were to highball this at 50, which I do not believe it is, not even close. You're looking at a film that's made worldwide 352 million. Whatever this film's budget was, it made its opening weekend and it made its money back already. 70 million though, and again, correct me if I'm wrong. You can, but I think that's a record-shattering opening for an anime project opening in the States. Not necessarily worldwide or in the world, but in the States. Which fantastic, great for them. But here's the thing why I didn't have it. Here's where I'm just wondering what the big deal about this was for the States, if nothing else. Every other anime release I have ever seen, even Demon Slayer movies, which there have been others, have never even gotten close to this. I think the highest one before this, hold on, let me actually look this up real quick. Highest opening, I want to say it was Dragon Ball Super Broly, like at 33. Highest, if I want highest anime movie opening weekends. Okay. What is the highest animated opening? Because I want to say right now, it's not animated, anime, son of a bitch, autocorrect. Anime. Okay. Highest grossing anime film opening weekends. Okay, here we go. So highest grossing, it does seem, yeah, it broke the record. The previous record was, I mean, if we want to count Pokemon, yeah, I mean, Pokemon's anime, technically. It was Pokemon the first movie at 31 million, apparently. So it just obliterated that. But that's the thing. Not only did it just obliterate a $31 million opening weekend, none of the other Demon Slayer movies came even close to this. So, maybe it's because it's like a finale kind of end to a series thing, from what I understand. Maybe it is. Because Muzan's the big enemy in Demon Slayer, from what I know. It's the final battle against Muzan. So maybe that's it. And I know we've seen what the final can do. Look at Conjuring. But still, that's a huge jump. Now again, Demon Slayer is very popular. Allegedly the final, movie or whatever in a series. It's not like it's an impossibility to deal with. It's not. It's just I'm trying to wrap my mind around what happened here when everything else previously didn't even come near close. But still, it's good for the box office. 100% it's good for the box office. That means between this and spot 2 and 3, actually, honestly, from the top 4, we easily crossed 100 million for the box office this week. So good for it. I'm just trying to figure out, was it the popularity or was it something else? I'm not 100% sure. The Conjuring Last Rites, 26 million. Now look, 68.9 million is not a good drop. But worldwide, it's going to be the highest grossing of the entire franchise. I think it has surpassed the others now. I think. One moment. Let's see here. The Conjuring series. Conjuring, oh, Conjuring. forgot the end. That's why it wasn't popping up. Conjuring. So I believe the highest grossing one of all of them, was it the second one? The first one made 320 million. So it has surpassed the first one by about 12 million in just its second week. The second one, did it make more or less? It made a little bit more, but it has surpassed this as well. I know for a fact it surpassed The Devil Made Me Do It. Exorcism, A Haunting, and we know Curse of the Witch. Okay, we also know it surpassed Annabelle. So yeah, this is now officially the highest grossing of the series against the $50 million budget. Look, this film made its money back pretty much opening weekend. Even if we go $50 million in the marketing, which I'm not 100% sure there was, but it would make some sense. Even if we went $50 million for the marketing, this film only had to hit 150 to break even. This film has made, roughly speaking, about 100 million in profit, give or take. Yeah, roughly. A little bit more, actually. It's only its second week, so it's still got probably a lot more in the tank, especially as we get closer to the Halloween season. However, that 68.9% drop isn't good. But, like I said a little earlier ago, I'm really not surprised by the huge drop-off. It was a good film. But it's one of those films, like, I saw it, one and done, and I'm good. That's really what it came down to. It's not a film that I feel like I'm going to just desperately need to watch ever again. And I think that's the problem. It's like it had a lot of finality to it, and I don't think anyone's really going to need to watch it again. But literally, it could end its run right here. It's the highest grossing of the entire series and still made about $100 million in profit. Warner Brothers is not going to be complaining. Downton Abbey, the grand finale, $18 million, $31 million worldwide, even though the international is not currently up, but that does make some sense. Hold on one second. Downton Abbey, the final movie, not the final, New Era, grand finale. Yeah, the movie. There we go. Grand finale, budget? We got a budget on this yet? Nah, just don't try to read the Wikipedia, because hopefully Wikipedia will have the budget on. Budget about 50 million net. Okay, that makes sense. And obviously Maggie Smith, God rest her soul, is no longer with us, so she's obviously not a part of that. I believe they give a nod to her with a portrait, though, of her. But 50, I mean, that's not great for a $50 million budget, but again, to be fair, these films seem to make more of their money other places, not solely the States. So on a $50 million budget for a film that really wasn't heavily marketed, at least not in the States, you're looking at something that's probably going to have to pull in, I don't know, 120 to break even? It might be able to do that. The Long Walk makes $11.5 million. Now, this isn't that great of an opening. 11.5. It is over half the budget. Roughly around 20 million is the budget. And it's got a great score on Rotten Tomatoes from what I know. I didn't actually check, but everything I've heard, it's got some of the highest rating of any Stephen King film, if not the highest. It was a good movie, too. I really appreciated it. I liked it a lot. But, I thought it was going to do better. The trailers were pretty good, but and I thought maybe it caught the audience interest more than it did. We had an okay amount of people in the theater, but I guess not. Let's see here. Where has my doggy gone? Where can he be? Where is the long walk? Where can it be? We're waiting for the long walk to show itself. Where can it be? Seriously, where is this thing? There it is. Okay, so 90% by the critics, 85% by the audience. And you know what? I can honestly see that. I can see it as one of those films where the audience wouldn't have quite liked it as much. Like, I sometimes feel like the audience and the audience and the critics are definitely split sometimes. Now, generally speaking, there's usually, don't get me wrong, 5% is not a huge disparity. But every once in a while, you get one where the critics really liked it, but the audience did not. And a lot of times, like with Spiral Tap, the critics didn't like it, but the audience loved it, the people who saw it. It's the one where you get the critics loving it, but the audience not liking it as much. That one is, now that we got verified viewership, that is one of those few times where I think the critics are a little bit more high in their own shit sometimes. And most of the times I don't think that. I know there's an air of it, definitely, because we gotta remember that the audience, the critics are us. They are moviegoers and they are movie fans, but they see so much and have to do it for a living. I do think their opinions get skewed and jaded in certain ways. Now, that being said, does Long Walk have a bad future ahead of it? I don't know. We're going to see if The Long Walk can do a long walk to profit. We also got to see if the international kicks in. Right now, there's no international numbers available. If an international can come in and add 30 million to it, at least, it stands a shot, because on a $20 million budget, you're looking probably about 20 million in marketing as well. You're looking at a film that has to hit about 60 million. It's not impossible for this film to do it, but it's not the best opening weekend, even for a movie opening on half its budget. So what about Toy Story? Well, the fact that Toy Story was able to do another $3.5 million. Oh, another 5.2. A, tells you how much we love Toy Story, and B, how much there really isn't much new out that people want to go see currently in theaters. That number 5 has such a huge drop off from number 4. What about the rest of everything out currently? Well, Weapons is out, still made our 2.7 million. Apparently, I've got I was going off of a source I heard that was 18 million for the marketing. And it's about 38 for the budget. But apparently, it's a bit more on the marketing budget, because they did like a poll, like variety poll that Weapons had made like $68 million in profit. I'm like, hold on, what? 38 million plus 18, that's about 54, something like that. 56. And so then you do the math on that real quick. That means, 80. So at the 250 mark, or whatever, I think it was like 250, 240 something. You do the math, that's 60. And I'm like, no, that math doesn't check out. This one should have made about 100 million in profit plus. But if you scaled it up to about 30 million, that means the film's made roughly on 68 million. And that means the film would have had to have made, roughly speaking, to break even, somewhere in the neighborhood of $102 million. Now, you do 68, and you take that third out, and you take their 24 down to 16, and you subtract the 68. Well, now you're looking at something a little bit closer, but even then, that number still doesn't add up. So I'm still not 100% sure what the marketing budget now is on this. All I know is this film did make a lot of money. So it made a nice profit for the studios, I'll tell you what. So Warner Brothers currently just on a roll between The Conjuring, this, Minecraft, Superman, Sinners. They're rolling, moving on all cylinders. Now, that being said, if we quickly go over to, I believe this is Movie Insider I go to. Movie Insider, for the remainder of the year, they don't have a lot coming out right now. Let's actually quickly look. We got Universal Pictures with him. What's their next film? One Battle After Another. That's probably not going to be doing well. It might make some money, but I don't see it opening very big, unfortunately. It's just, I feel like, and like I've been saying this the whole time, I'll go see the movie. Frankly, it's the only movie coming out that week where I even give a damn about any of the three. But you've just been hammering the marketing in way too much. I think you've actually alienated and kind of disinterested a lot of people about the movie. But what about anything else this year? I mean, really, seriously, what else from WB? I'm running on empty here for WB right now. What else does WB got coming out the rest of the year? Do they got anything? Not according to Movie Insider, they don't. Now, maybe not everything's been updated. They did move Mortal. They did have one other thing lined up. They did have Mortal Kombat lined up. Mortal Kombat is no longer going to be opening this year. It's going to be opening in May. And their excuse, we wanted to give it a prime movie season. We want to give it a prime. Then guess what? And allegedly this is no, I don't know everything, but allegedly it's a response to the positivity the trailer was getting. Are you what monkey is running typing the typewriter over there? Because and by the way, that's not racial. If the person who's doing it is a black guy, I will just go and say you're an idiot instead. Or the guy who's made that decision. That's not a racial thing. That's just me saying what idiot made the decision. Because here's the thing, you know what's not gonna happen now. You're going to, you know what you just lost? You lost all that buildup and momentum for Mortal Kombat. Like I heard someone say, you can get it back. You can rebuild your momentum. But it's a lot harder to rebuild momentum than just continue to build up momentum. A month out, basically, and you just make like a month and a half out, and you just took it off because you thought it's going to do better there than all the buildup you've had. Guess what? We just looked at it. There was no strong competition for Mortal Kombat 2. Your biggest competition was going to come in November with Badlands, Predator Badlands. That was it. That's all your real competition you had coming out for, and you had pretty much all of October to yourself. You guys screwed the pooch on this. I'm sorry. Now, I'm not saying Mortal Kombat 2 won't do well next year. It could still. But this is a Godzilla King of the Monsters situation. This is an Elio situation, Ballerina situation. I know Elio had other issues with it too, but the point remains. Because you started advertising and then you pushed it off, was it 6 months? Roughly? 6 months? Like, no, not even. I think they said May, right? Or April, I think it was. So, yeah, 6 months. You pushed it back 6 months. You better hope people still really want to see that movie. Because you've been advertising it for months. And now all that money, you could have just waited on. You could have just... Look, again, in concept, at least, I can understand the choice. But in practice, that could really kill you. That could really kill that entire thing. I hope that movie ends up still doing well. Because it looked fun. It looked fun. Hamilton in re-release made another $2.2 million. Hamilton's pretty done, I guess. Another 14.9 shows that people like these things. It's re-release all that. Freakier Friday. Now we're basically on the films that are more or less running on fumes. Freakier Friday, 2.1 million, 146 million. If it's lucky, it's going to hit 150. Again, though, film doesn't need to make its money back. Film's already made its money back. It doesn't actually need to make anything else. It's just now adding little bits onto the profit. Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues, in 1.6 million debut. Apparently had good reviews, at least from the audience. Critics liked it enough. The Sound of Music had a 60th anniversary. Completely didn't know about that. Good for it. Fantastic Four First Steps made another $1.4 million. It's currently, it stands at $517 million. It's pretty done. I'm not surprised it's done. Caught Stealing made another $1.1 million. You want to talk about a movie that came and went like a fart in the wind. It reminds me honestly of The Crow, though apparently this was a much better movie. Bad Guys 2 made another $1.1 million, and that brings it up to $193 million. It's just going to barely end up breaking even, which at least it's better than nothing. The Light of the World, the animated story of Jabez, from the Apostle John's eyes. It's just one of those films that has its audience. It's not a big enough audience, unfortunately. The Roses, manor, 850 grand. I was about to say 850 million. And it rounds out about 40.9 million. I mean, it's not going to make its money back, but it was a good film. I really enjoyed it. We're pretty much now at the end of a lot of these films' runs. Superman made a little around 300 grand. It still made more than Fantastic Four, but and it was about 100 million more, roughly, but it still managed to, sorry. I'm just figuring out that. 4. I was trying to figure out, what is that mark? It's the number 4. F1 made another 1,600 or 164 grand. It's also pre-done its run, but hey, it had a hell of a run. Then you got, let's see here. Oh, Jurassic World Rebirth, another 200 grand. Yeah, it's also done. Now we're just looking at the fumes, the last gasps of a little bit of extra cash. 119 grand for Naked Gun. Did it cross 100 million at least? Come on, tell me it did. Tell me it did. Come on, go away. Hey, crossed 100 million. Yeah. I like the movie. It was a fun movie. I just want to see some good. I want to see movies I enjoy do well. Is that so wrong? Like, unfortunately, nobody too I enjoyed, but did not do well. Still, good week at the box office. Just kind of a confusing week in some ways. Either way, though, this coming week we got Him, A Big Bold Beautiful Journey, and I think we got one other film coming out. Let's see, what was it again? Big Bold Beautiful Journey, Him, The Senior. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is an Angel Studios film. I think. Yep, Angel Studio. But really, maybe it could be, based on the numbers, it could be in the top 5. So based on this, what do I think? Well, I think Demon Slayer is going to be taking a huge drop off next week because while it's good for that one event, we've seen also these anime-based films are usually one and done after the first week. So I don't think that's in question. I think the new Jordan Peele film will be number 1. I guess the question is also, where do I think it will be next week? It'll probably be in the double digits next week still. I mean, like in the teens, but still, Him will be number 1. Conjuring Last Rites, number 2, although Him kind of directly competes with it. Maybe I'll put Demon Slayer at number 2. I'll put Conjuring at number 3. I'll put Big Bold Beautiful Journey at number 4. And just for the sake, I'll put Downton Abbey at number 5. I mean, The Senior could be in the top 5. I'm not saying that. It's a weird collection of movies next week. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.